Welcome to Chapter 2. The Anglo-Saxons referred to themselves as the Engle or the Angelsin, originally names of the Angles. They called their land Englerland, meaning, land of the English, by a Thelweird Latinized Anglia, from an original Anglia Vetus, the purported homeland of the Angles, called Angulus by Bede. The name Englerland became England by haplology during the Middle English period, Engleland, Engelland. The Latin name was Anglia or Anglorum Terra, the Old French and Anglo-Norman one Angleterra. The standard title for monarchs from Athelstan until John was Rex Anglorum, King of the English. Cnut, a Dane, was the first to call himself King of England. During the Norman period Rex Anglorum remained standard, with occasional use of Rex Angli, King of England. From John's reign onwards all other titles were eschewed in favour of Rex or Regina Angli. In 1604 James I, who had inherited the English throne the previous year, adopted the title, now usually rendered in English rather than Latin, King of Great Britain. The counties of England were established for administration by the Normans, in most cases based on earlier shires established by the Anglo-Saxons. They ceased to be used for administration only with the creation of the administrative counties in 1889. Unlike the partly self-governing boroughs that covered urban areas, the counties of medieval England existed primarily as a means of enforcing central government power, enabling monarchs to exercise control over local areas through their chosen representatives, originally sheriffs and later the Lord Lieutenants, and their subordinate justices of the peace. Counties were used initially for the administration of justice, collection of taxes and organization of the military, and later for local government and electing parliamentary representation. Some outlying counties were from time to time accorded palatine status with some military and central government functions vested in a local noble or bishop. The last such, the County Palatine of Durham, did not lose this special status until the 19th century. Although all of England was divided into shires by the time of the Norman conquest, some counties were formed considerably later, up to the 16th century. Because of the differing origins the counties varied considerably in size. The county boundaries were fairly static between the 16th century laws in Wales Acts and the Local Government Act 1888. Each shire was responsible for gathering taxes for the central government, for local defence, and for justice, through assize courts. The power of the feudal barons to control their landholding was considerably weakened in 1290 by the Statute of Ciar Emptors. Feudal baronies became perhaps obsolete, but not extinct, on the abolition of feudal tenure during the Civil War, as confirmed by the Tenures Abolition Act 1660 passed under the Restoration, which took away knight service and other legal rights. Tenure by knight service was abolished and discharged, and the lands covered by such tenures, including once feudal baronies, were henceforth held by socage, i.e., in exchange for monetary rents. The English Fitzwalter case in 1670 ruled that barony by tenure had been discontinued for many years, and any claims to a peerage on such basis, meaning a right to sit in the House of Lords, were not to be revived, nor any right of succession based on them. The Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284 followed the conquest of Wales by Edward I of England. It assumed the lands held by the princes of Gwynedd under the title, Prince of Wales, as legally part of the lands of England, and established shire counties on the English model over those areas. The Marcher lords were progressively tied to the English kings by the grants of lands and lordships in England. The Council of Wales and the Marches, administered from Ludlow Castle, was initially established by Edward IV of England to govern the lands held under the Principality of Wales in 1472. At the same time the Council of Wales was created in 1472, a Council of the North was set up for the northern counties of England. After falling into disuse, it was re-established in 1537 and abolished in 1641. A very short-lived Council of the West also existed for the West Country between 1537 and 1540. Chapter 3 will be continued.